Month 3 April is done. Invested this much, gains this month this much, year to date and lifetime. Let's jump into it. On my income side, nothing really changed. I'm still getting $2,963 every fortnight, so every 2 weeks. For my second job, the tourist attraction gig, I'm getting $622 a fortnight. But then once again, they go 1 week, one pay, second week, second pay, and every 2 weeks they change. Rental income brings me $866, but please remember that I pay mortgage, so that's all going there. Fortnightly expenses also remain steady. I'm used to the rent increase to $700. I'm used to, what else increased? Internet increased, and then all the health insurance increased, and mortgage increased, but we're going to talk about it a bit later. All in all, I was meant to have invested, what is that, 1,942 times 2, because there's 2 fortnights in a month, right? Not quite. There's actually 2 point something fortnights in a month. This month I had to invest 3 pay cycles because April just happened to be so. There was meant to be 3 paychecks in a month. However, I miscalculated a little bit, and yes, I did receive 3 paychecks from my main job, but only 2 paychecks from my other job and only 2 rental payouts. So my strategy now is going to be invest every 1st and every 15th of the month. So twice a month, regardless of how much money I've accumulated by then, twice a month the money is gonna go to buy stuff, and then hopefully the numbers match. So if I would have put the rental money that I've received yesterday, so today's 1st of May, yesterday was 30th of April, if I've used that money from yesterday, yes, I would have probably hit, I was gonna definitely hit the target, but I only got it today, and it's May's money, and it's gonna go to May. So 1st and 15th, 1st and 15th, that's where my rental payments come in, and this is the biggest source of the income. I'll just go through the month of April with you. Total deposits in April should have been $5,820. The interest from there should have been $33.47, and total deposits since the beginning should have been $9,820. Unfortunately, total investment was $8,469, and this month I've only invested $4,693 due to reasons explained earlier. Total interest should have been $50 for the whole time. Is that really the case? Let's have a look. But first, let's go through transactions that I made in April. There are 4 dates of transactions that I've made. I started on the 7th of April, and I've bought $50 worth of Ethereum, just trying to dollar cost average that Ethereum, a little bit on crypto, mainly FOMO. I know that the Ethereum is kind of low right now, and let's have a look. Yeah, look at where Ethereum is. Ethereum is pretty low, right? From its highs of $4,000, almost $5,000, yeah? It's down to what, 3,000, 2,200. That's nothing. FOMO, literally just FOMO. I know as soon as Bitcoins and all the others start playing up, Ethereum is going to go up as well, and hopefully it's going to times 2. Hopefully. As soon as it times 2, I'm going to sell. Now, April was the month where I finally invested in NASDAQ, and NASDAQ in a way of a QQQ ETF. The reason why I invested in QQQ, I've invested in there before, but its performance is pretty good. It's been averaging 10% every year consistently since inception, however many years that was ago. 1 year performance 23%, 3 year performance is 22% annualized. Then it's 13% of 5 years performance, and over 10 years, 18%. Yes. I've also bought 2 stocks. One is AVGO, so Broadcom, and my beloved Microsoft. Now I have 3 Microsoft stocks. I knew that Microsoft is undervalued, in my opinion at least. But Broadcom, I didn't know anything about it, and the reason why I bought it is, well, my friend just told me to buy it, and I got it, and there you go, $126 profit since 7th of April. Thank you. Next lot of investments, so 15th and 16th of April. I've bought some Ethereum again, $50 worth. I'm trying to get $50 every fortnight, so every paycheck really. My main job paycheck. Now I've invested in some, I'm pretty sure that's there it is, S&P 500 tracking ETF. That's $30 profit from there. VTI, what is that? Total stock? So there's a bunch of things together. I don't know why I've invested in this. I guess just to invest in something. I remember that VTI was semi-good last time I tried something like this. Anyways, $15 profit from here. And then a couple of days ago, I did another lot. I got $50 worth of Ethereum again. And then I got almost 1.5 stocks of QQQ again. Alright, so here's my total portfolio. Those are some gains for the month of April. Nothing in the reds. Very good. Very good. I very much like that. Let's see lifetime performance of my entire portfolio. I can see that best performance over lifetime is with Broadcom. Then I have QQQ. Both at $111. Very good. Very good. And both I've just started buying. I made some really good choices. Microsoft is sitting at $72. Yeah, fair enough. It still has room to grow. Currently, its price is $407. Over April, it was up to $422. I'm pretty sure. $25 even. That was a good day. The least amount of interesting stuff happening with Australian stocks, which is really expected, especially VAS. But VAS is a dividend stock, so I'm kind of expecting it to maybe underperform, but then it pays dividends. And now let's talk about dividends. Now, 3 dividend distributions that I received actually happened in March, but I didn't really talk about them. And when I was brainstorming ideas for video, I thought, well, I mean, this is an income that will be reinvested, so I might as well talk about it. There was 3 distributions that I received in March. One is VHY, one is VAS, and those are Australian ETFs. The ones that I've invested 2,000 each, or was it 1,000 each? Nope, that was 1,000 each. And one paid me, VHY paid me $9.74, and VAS paid me $7.63. It's funny how VAS is the one underperforming, but VAS out of those 2 paid the least dividends. Maybe I need to rethink what I invest once a year in Australian stocks. Nevertheless, VTI brought me a whopping $1.40. I think I owe 1 VTI stock. That's probably the cheapest ETF that I have. $1.40. I'm okay with that. It's gonna go right back in probably VTI, probably QQQ actually. Now I do want to mention one piece of my investment that I've briefly talked about last video, and that's my investment property. I'm not going to be including it in my net worth. However, I thought it's still pretty good to talk about it. And the reason why I'm not including it in net worth, because eventually I'm going to be using this property to then buy a home for my own. I think it's a good idea to update what it's worth every month, because the system that I'm using updates it every month. Like previously mentioned, I've bought it just under $450,000. When I refreshed it a couple of days ago in the morning, the price was $538,000 estimated. Range between $480 and $590. $538, I think it's a fair price. The projected rental income is actually $485 per week. I'm getting below that at the moment, but because the person living there is under contract, so the rent cannot be raised for a year. The property manager actually contacted me the other day and proposed raising prices by $10 a week, so it's not too bad. I want to be a good landlord, but I also want money. I don't want to be paying for property. I know that it's negatively geared at the moment, which helps my taxes, but I don't want to be gaining 30 cents on every dollar that I lose. That does not make sense. I'd like to be losing 30 cents on every dollar that I gain. Well, I don't want to be losing anything, but you get the idea. Anyways, this is just a little bit of a property. I think every month I'm going to update and see how the interest rates are tracking in Australia, and maybe I'll talk about a bit of mortgage repayments and how I try and find my way around the system, because that's the first time for me as well, so it's good to learn. Okay, let's go into each brokerage and then see how are things tracking in each of them. Let's go. Alright, first of all, Interactive Brokers, I have $6,495. Here are all my American stocks. QQQ, Broadcom, my favorite one because it gives me the most money. Microsoft, my second favorite one. Actually, I take it back. QQQ just has $90 for me. I like QQQ. Let's go and have a look at my Australian stocks. Alright, here's my Australian ETFs. As a reminder, I buy Australian ETFs once a year at the very beginning to save up on fees. There are a bunch of benefits to owning Australian ETFs for an Australian resident. Anyways, currently I have $1,972 and here is my portfolio. Notice account balance at the very bottom. This is my, that's where my dividends are. And finally, that's my cryptocurrency account, SwiftX. Let's go to wallet and see what's my portfolio looking like. I have 35 US cents. How do I have that? Anyways, apparently I have $0 worth of Binance coin. Oh, just everything. Okay, never mind. Ethereum. I have 0.11 Ethereum worth $360 and it's up by 3%. Is it all time? If it's all time, I'm up by $10. There you go. Very good. Now this is the chart that I really wanted to show you. I think it's pretty cool. It's profit and losses over time. So it's the month of April. I've started with an overall loss of -$2, which is okay. That's from previous month. And then it fucking grew. It went all the way up to, and let me see. Okay, almost 580. Yeah, 490. I think it brought 495 is the highest. There you go. Currently it's sitting at 437. I'm curious how it went in like previous month. Ooh, yeah. Started with a 0 or close to 0. And then the dots are where I made my investments. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, it went as low as -$81 in March. So March was pretty bad. Anyways, but now we're back up and that's what matters. The thing that March taught me and April kind of confirmed is that the month that you want to invest the least are usually the month that you should most. March was completely red. Everything went sort of uncertain, but then Taco happened and April behaved. Thank God. With 7% return in April, I think that's pretty solid. Considering that I'm expecting about a 10% return over year, I'm okay with 7% a month. I'm also noticing that my single stocks are beating the ETFs. How that happens, I've no idea. Why did I select those? Looks like it's undervalued to me, that's all. Guys, if anyone takes my words and buys some stocks, don't do that. I have no idea why I'm investing in certain things. I just find them attractive somehow. I know Microsoft. I have no idea. Broadcom, my friend recommended it to me. It just works out, okay? March was down bad. April was pretty alright with stocks. I guess it's just consistency, and if you consistently invest through bad months especially, then you're 99% guaranteed in a long term to have some heavy profit. Alright, plan in May is to invest 2 pay cycles, which is almost $4,000, about $3,800, $3,900. I'll keep dollar cost averaging ETFs, I'll keep dollar cost averaging cryptocurrency, the Ethereums, and I'll keep looking an eye on some stocks that I find oddly attractive and maybe undervalued and maybe with some potential. Anyways, current value is $8,828. Goal is $1 million. We're 0.9% there. We have only 991,000 to go, 117 videos to go, and I'll see you in June.